Hi everybody, we are here for our team call and we're kind of doing a hodgepodge of everything. We're going to cover Crowdfire and we're going to cover the new Team Beachbody Challenge Group app and talk about Teamzy a little bit, and then with the Crowdfire, talk about Instagram and connecting with people and growing your followers there. So we're going to start by Vanessa is going to kind of share her screen and go over the new Team Beachbody. This is going to be the portal. So there's two sides, and I'm sure she'll talk about that. So I'm going to mute myself.
So sorry, did everyone say everyone's already using it? No, not everyone yet? Okay. So far I'm really liking the app. I'm into, we're about to start our last week of my challenge group in the app. And I've really liked that people seem pretty motivated by, there's some of the same features in it that you see in like Fitbit, where it reminds you at the end of the day if you haven't checked in. And when you check in with your Shakeology or with a workout, you get, you know, some motivating like things happening on the screen that like, yeah, you checked that box today, way to go. And I also, one question that a coach on my team had was, can less tech savvy folks use it? And so far I'm finding that yes, they can. I have a few older ladies in my challenge group who typically struggle navigating even the teambeachbody.com, and so far Barbara, one of them, is still very active. So that is promising to me. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and look at the this is the My Challenge Tracker portal, and you log into this on a computer, not your phone, and it is not part of the app. And when you go to start a group, this is where you'll start here, new group. And it's just like in Facebook, you know, you kind of fill out the description and you can add a photo to it, and then it'll walk you through what your profile looks like in total, and then it will, the next step will be walking you through inviting your challengers. If you see down here at the bottom, there's a video for a participant app. I actually clicked on that and copied and pasted the link to it into the invitation for our first challenge group, and that was really helpful. I encouraged everyone to watch it, and that'll give you the basics within the app of the different screens. One thing I really like about the app is that the home screen is actually just what the coach posts. So, you know, in Facebook, sometimes as lots of people are posting throughout the day, if someone logs in later, they lose track of what your post of the day was. But the first thing they see in the app is the post from their coach. And that is covered in that video. So if we go into my group here, you'll see that there's a files section just like on Facebook. One thing that's a little bit different is that your files need to be in a PDF format. So anything that you use typically, if it's like an Excel or a Word document or a PowerPoint, just print them to PDF instead, save them, and then you're able to upload them here. And they show up quite nicely on the phone as well, which is why they require the PDF so that people can zoom in on their phones. Let's see here. From the computer, you can see your feed here just like normal. It looks a little better on the phone. And then over here is where you have your built-in buffer, where you can schedule and draft posts. So I've had up to 14 posts in here so far, and I haven't found that there's a limit. I don't know if anyone else has. Chime in if you've found that. But it's just like Buffer, where you can add a post, add an image. One thing that's not as nice as Buffer is when you add a link, it doesn't do the pretty where it pulls in an image for you. But otherwise, the functionality is the same. You can schedule it out ahead of time. One thing I really like is that it tells you on here not only the date, but also what day of your challenge group that it is. That's just kind of convenient. What else? So that's nice. Looks like they got all the best features of Buffer into here. And then in your participants, this part is for me what I think is super powerful. So you see all your folks here. The purple dot means that they have a before photo added. When they first come in, they have like a checklist before your group starts of all of the things that they need to input. One of them being a before photo. It won't keep them from being a participant. Obviously, you see a number of my folks don't have them. And then the green button signifies that they've added a goal. So in here, what's really cool is on Sunday nights, I have started sorting by workouts and by Shakeology, and just doing a little recognition for the folks from the week prior of people who got in most of their workouts, got in most of their Shakeology. And it's just so easy. You click on it and it sorts by your folks. You can also sort by program. You can sort by how many times they've posted in the group, which is really cool. If you're someone who uses a point system in your challenge group, I believe that would be very beneficial. And then the last thing I'll show you is on a participant file, you can see their calendar. The blue, I believe, is their workout. The green is their Shakeology. If it has the ring around it like that, that means they did both. I can see here her goal. I can see all of her info. If I click on her activity feed here, it'll show everything that she has posted into the group, which is cool if you're someone who does a point system and wants to keep track of those kinds of things. I can send her a message. One thing here is that there isn't actually a built-in messaging system where she can message me back within the app. What it sends her is whatever message I push out. And then at the bottom, she has options for email, text, and one other thing that I'm forgetting. And based on whatever's in your coach profile, it'll populate, in her phone, it'll pull up her email and it'll populate it with whatever email I have put in my coach profile. So keep that in mind, that you don't have an inbox in here somewhere that you'll be getting all of your messages back to. One thing I've done with that is you can sort by this last active. And so each week I've been clicking on that. And for my folks who haven't been active for a couple of days, I send them a message just checking in and asking if there's anything specific that they need from me. A couple random things that aren't in Coach Portal, but that have been important for me, and especially for other coaches. When you start joining other coaches' groups, you can have multiple groups in your app. And within the group, in the notifications section, up at the top right, there is a settings tab. And within that, you can click to only have notifications from the coach come to you, so that if you're in a few because you're monitoring new coaches or you're helping people out, your phone isn't blowing up all day. So I know that was a lot really fast, but I want to pause here, and if anyone has any questions or if that was enough, Courtney, you tell me.
No, I think that was great. I think one thing that was a big thing for me is I was really scared to change. Like, I was like really set. I knew what I could do in Facebook, and I was like, oh, I don't want to, people know what to do. I don't want to have them, transition over. And then, so my post I did in my group, and my group was ending on Sunday. I posted to them on Saturday, and I was like, hey, change is scary, but we have this thing and we need to try it out. And I was like, comment below if you're in. And I would say, I know my challenge group had gotten quite large. I'd never removed people from it. So I think there was probably 55, 60 people in there. And there's like 30 that are active. And so now the active ones jumped over. And so I know those other ones, because they pop in every once in a while. They'll probably message me and be like, what's going on? But they all did it. Most time consuming is the first time you're going to set up this group, because you have to enter all their emails, make sure you're using their Beachbody email and they're using their Beachbody password. So that took some time to make sure they all got in. But then I feel like, and I bet you guys would agree who are using it, I feel like people are much more comfortable posting in this app versus on Facebook. I feel like there's a fear that they're going to mess up and post to their regular news feed, you know, their sweaty selfie or whatever. And so I feel like it's been really, really good. I've had challengers text me. So using that message feature, and all of a sudden I have this text, I'm like trying to figure out who it is. Sorry, they don't say who it is. It just comes as text from their phone number. But I think it's nice they have that ability to contact you versus via just messenger. And then I loved what you said about sorting by the, you know, their workouts and then their Shakeology and doing that little recognition. That's so huge. And that they hadn't checked in, reaching out. I think it's amazing. And I can't believe they don't have it yet, but I assume it's coming, is the container trackers. It's like the only thing it's missing. And I think they'll be adding it. I would think so. You guys, it's great. Yeah, I think that was all I was writing. Oh, and then one thing that kind of freaked me out, when you first set up your challenge group, it asks you for an end date. And I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, does that mean I'm going to have to like redo this every single month? And you don't. You can change the end date on the group. So, you know, if you want to roll it out to the next month, so you don't have to add the files and re-add everybody and all that. So they kind of thought of everything. You know, I think it's great.
I do have a question about, I guess, just a general consensus from everybody. Like I heard what you were saying about your challenge group is just ongoing, and so that's what I have mine right now too. But for those that are doing them on like a monthly basis, what do you guys think about that? Like, better to do monthly and then say, okay, if you want to start over, here's this new group, or do you think just keep adding people and letting them do it? I'm just worried that if
restarts,
it's gonna like die out.
Yeah. No, it restarts every month, but I don't create a new group.
Okay, so you tell everyone like this is going to be our last day. We're going to start fresh on
day one. I usually do 30-day groups. I used to do 21 day and then take a week off, but I felt like that people just want to continue.
Okay.
Week off, but you see those ebb and flow. I feel like, and that fourth week is always a little bit slower. But it was just so time consuming to delete. I would have like 50 groups because I never went and deleted all of those people via Facebook. So yeah, but no, we have a different theme each month. I feel like this app can make it so much, like I've gotten away from doing prizes. I'm sorry, my dog farts so loud all the time. She just,
mine's chewing on a ball right now, so I thought you guys could hear that.
You guys don't even know. Everyone comes to my house, it's like, really? She's like a 13-year-old golden retriever, and she's so gross. Okay. Anyways, so what was it? Oh, points wise. So I've like totally gotten away from doing points because I just don't have time to go in there and see if they're posting, and you know, and I would do like pop challenges and do drawings and stuff like that. But this is a way to really reward those people that are being accountable, and it doesn't take you extra time. Like I'm so excited tonight to like sit on my computer and be like, oh, I like want to do that little tally, like you said, and shout out who was awesome this week. So I think it's really time consuming or not time saving and awesome. So kudos to Beachbody. I'm sure they spent a ton of money on it. It's really, really good. Any other questions on that? No? Well, thank you, Vanessa, so much. You've done your first mini team call, and that training will be great. Okay. Are you guys familiar with Crowdfire? Are you using Instagram? Are you using Instagram? Okay. So Crowdfire, it's new to me. It's a way to, you know, kind of manage your followers and get new followers via this little app. So there's an app on your phone, and then you can go to the website via the internet. So I'm going to show you here. It's a little bit different from the phone to the computer, but guys, I'm really bad with technical stuff. So let's just hope this goes correctly. Okay. All right, so can you guys see this? I don't like when I can't see you guys. Can somebody unmute and say something? Hello?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, good. Why can't they keep the little screen up so I can see you guys? Okay, so this is in Crowdfire here. And over on the side, you have all of these little options to choose from. I'm going to open it on my phone too, so I can tell you kind of the difference in those. But if you go in, you want to kind of think about, I think the goal with Instagram is you want to have a lot of followers and not as many people you are following. So if you look at like really big successful IG pages, they'll have thousands of followers and they're only following a few people. So that's kind of like, a good goal to have. And for me, I don't have that right now. I think I've got 5,000 followers and I'm following like 4,500 people. So I've been working on trying to get that down a little bit. And I utilize like a man who helps me grow my following. I've used him on and off for the last year. So if you guys are interested in that, I'd be happy to tell you more about him. But really, I think he's doing what you can do right here through this app. And I just didn't know about it before. So there goes the dog again. 1 second. Okay, so if you go in the top here and you can click on non-followers, and these are going to be people that you are following that are not following you back. So that might be somebody that you started following right away, or like you recently started following and they're not following you back quite yet. So you want to give them maybe a couple days, to see if they're going to follow you back. And in this order here, this list is going to be, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, this is going to be people that, what am I trying to say? It's been the longest that they've been not following you, if that makes sense. So the people at the top are people that have recently you just started following and they're not following you back. I hope that makes sense. So you can just go through here, and I'm not going to be able to actually show you because I just did it. But if you scroll to the bottom is kind of where you want to start. And you can just go in here and you can just delete. You can only unfollow a certain number of people a day or an hour, I think it is. And I think for some reason I've heard it was 50, but for me it's like 24. It's only letting me do an hour. So you just kind of go through here and click through them really, really fast. You don't want to look at all of these people's profiles, and you kind of have to have a little bit of blinders on because you may see people that are your friends or your family or, that have, that are not following you. I'm sorry, that's under unfollowers. So if they're not following you and it's been a while, chances are like they're not, engaged. So just go ahead, and that's going to bring down that followers list that you're following. And if you go in here and you click on fans, the next one down, this is going to be people that are following you that you are not following back. There's really, excuse me, there's really not a reason to go through this list because they're following you, and if you're not following them back, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but that they're staying on watching you. So I wouldn't spend a lot of time going through that. Now this is the one you're going to want to put blinders on, recent unfollowers. So if you go in here, and again, you can scroll down to the bottom if you want, and this is the thing, like, Liz and I have had this conversation that she's seen people that, were friends of hers that have started unfollowing her, or, acquaintances. And, at first she was kind of like, well, but why is that? I'm like, you can't think about it, for whatever reason, they don't want to see those posts right now, whatever you're doing. And so, you just can't get upset about it if they're not following you back. So, you can go in here and delete them. You can see. So this is somebody here that I follow that recently unfollowed me. This one right here. So I would just go ahead and do that. Again, I've already hit my limit because I was going through and testing all of this. This is somebody who unfollowed me, but I didn't follow them. So you would go through and you'd want to just get rid of these minus signs. Go all the way down here. All right. Recent followers, that's a good thing. Those are people that, just started following you. So you can go through and look through that. But again, I feel like this app is really for kind of like cleaning up your Instagram. And so you can look at all the people that are following you, but you don't necessarily need to spend your time there. Same thing with all following. Okay, this is the one, copy followers, where you can start to grow your following. And I'm pretty sure this is what, like the guy I use who helps me with my IG does. So you would search in here something that, I don't know, like something that's kind of in your target market. Let's see, for example, yes. No, not in here. Go up to my bathroom. Sorry. Let's say you're going to type in Arizona girls. Hit enter. Okay, golf, she says to do. Let's see if it pulls up this way. Arizona girls. Okay, here you go. So this is going to show then the people that have engaged the most within this username. Okay, so if or is that following. So for example, if you put in Target, that's a really big broad one, and you might not necessarily want to do that, but it would show you a list of people that are the most engaged with Target. So if you start kind of thinking about your target market, and maybe you're a dance mom or a mom to boys, and so you can go through here and just start following these people. You can go down the list, follow. And so that's how you're going to start following people. So you're going to grow your followers, and then you're going to hope that they follow you back, right? But you kind of got to manage it. So you might follow them, and then they follow you for a little while, and they unfollow you. So I feel like Instagram can be really overwhelming, like if you let it, but don't think of it in such a broad thing. What I like to do then is when you get your recent followers, oh my gosh, the dog now. And I like to see it on my phone. So when I'm on Instagram, I just try. When I'm on Instagram, I've tried to really focus on this lately, and I'm sure when you're in your little notifications and you can see the people with the green little check mark. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm sure you're familiar with Instagram. The little check mark, that means that I'm following them and they're following me back. So I started, once they pop up in here, I'll open it up, I'll go through, comment on a couple of their pictures. And so engaging with those new followers is really important. You want to have the engagement and form the relationships with them. And so even if it's just a couple likes on a photo, a couple comments, you're scrolling through again. I have another one, this person. I would go in, and then keeping a spreadsheet. And Jen Richardson talked about this on the National Wake Up Call a couple weeks ago. And she just has their IG name, their name, and then also the date they started following them, and then a couple notes. And so the notes I like to put is I look at them and I look at their page, and I kind of look at it like either are they a potential coach or are they a potential challenger, or both, maybe you see somebody that's really fitness, a lot of fitness stuff on their page and eating really healthy, and you think, will they kind of be able to fall right into and joining the team? So that's really the notes I put there. Or if they're, for me, my target is moms of little girls. I can connect with them. So yeah, that is the way I keep track of the new followers. But this copy followers, so when you go in, if you just start adding, you guys, that's how you're growing your list. And I mean, I know of people that have, if you really work on it, and I feel like you kind of have to commit and put on your schedule that depending on how much you want to grow your business right now, that maybe you're going to give it 15 minutes, 30 minutes a day, where you're just going to only sit and do Instagram, because that's what it takes. Because I found, for a really long time, I was using this man, like I told you, and he was getting all these followers for me, but it wasn't necessarily generating any business for me. So I had all of these followers, and I wasn't connecting with them. And, but they were still following me. And so here I was sitting here recently, I'm like, well, they've been watching me for a year and they haven't left. So now if I start to engage with them, I will, that's when they'll form the relationships. And I feel like I know I posted it a couple weeks ago too, that little blurb that I've been sending to people that just like my photo on Instagram. If it's a post that is an invite to coaching and they liked it, then I'll send them a little blurb that says, you know, hey, thanks for liking my post. I appreciate the love. I know sometimes it's just being sweet, but if not, I thought I'd reach out and see if you're interested in learning more about what I do. Your page is cute, whatever. And I'll tell you what, like, you might have like, you know, a couple of these posts I had 40 or 50 likes. And so it's actually really easy on Instagram because when you go in and you click that little heart, it'll show you all of those people and you can just click on them, copy and paste that direct message in. You know, it's pretty quick when you sit and do it. So I found that now that I'm actually committing some time to this, I can see how it's changing my business. And then you have to remember that these people are strangers. And so they might not, I mean, imagine if you were watching somebody on Instagram, like how long would it take for you to be comfortable to reach out to them? So sometimes just you making that initial, you know, invite to them or break the ice by just saying, hey, thanks for the love, it starts the conversation. And so what do you have to lose? That's kind of the way I've gone with it the last month. And I've you know, had some really good connections there. Worst case, they're going to unfollow you. You don't know them, so it's not the end of the world. Let me finish going through here. So whitelist is going to be people you never want to unfollow. So I don't have any on here, but let's say like, and it's people that you don't necessarily follow you back. So like Autumn Calabrese or Carl Deichler or, you know, Shakeology or Beachbody, like they're not going to follow you back. So they might keep popping up into that non-follower list. And you don't want to just, when you're going through delete, you know, deleting these people, you don't want to accidentally delete them over and over again and have to keep following them again. So you can put like your list of maybe your coaches on your team, you know, the big ones that aren't going to follow you back, and then they'll never show up there. And then blacklist is people you never want to follow again. So I know that I have seen people like in my newsfeed. I don't really scroll on Instagram because I feel like I don't know a lot of the people. I don't know any of the people on there. But I have like at some point been scrolling and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll see somebody, and this was a true story. It was like her smoking weed in the picture. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I click on her and every single picture on her Instagram page was her smoking weed. I'm like, okay, well, we won't connect. That's not my target market. So that is someone I would put on my blacklist. It's like, we don't need to follow them again ever. However, we got connected in the first place. And then, you know, that's just, that's an example there. And then friend check, you can go in here and let's see, like, type in love to, is it love to be fit is Liz's? Let's see, and this should be able to check. Do I have to, okay. No, that's not her. You guys, do you know what Liz's is? Oh, it's with Liz. With Liz, I think. No? Okay, hold on. Who's another? Let's see. Stephanie. Chico. Okay, well, for whatever reason, let's see if I do this. Okay, there. Perfect example. So you can type in and you can make sure that you are set. So does not follow. So I guess I'm not following Stephanie. I just look her up and follow her when, or look up her stuff and search for her. But I can go in right there and then I'm sure she'll follow me right back. So normally if we were friends, not friends, if we both followed each other, this would be green and green right here. So that's kind of that. Let me see, there was some on here that aren't on the computer. So let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. And you guys, that probably wasn't even the best explanation, but if you take time to, oh, admirers, that was the other one. Okay. So on the app, there is one called admirers. This I loved. I just learned about this and it got me so excited. So if you're on the app, open it up. The admirers is going to show you the top 10 people who are the most engaged in your posts. How cool is that, right? So I didn't know what that was before I did this little training to do this for you guys. So you start clicking through and it shows you how many times they've hearted, liked your post, how many times they've commented. And I started going through here, these top 10, and I would say 3 or 4 of them I knew who they were. The other like 6, I have no idea who they are. So who's like my target market that I need to be reaching out to this week? Those people. Isn't that amazing? So, and as you grow and you start to get more followers, and then the awesome thing is it shows you right here, it shows you their entire page. So then you can go in and start commenting on their stuff, because obviously you want to comment on their stuff before you just send them a direct message. So, you know, here she's meal prepping this girl and posting her workouts and her waters. So, you know, she's obviously been watching me for a really long time. And for whatever reason, she hasn't reached out. And she doesn't seem to be a coach. It's always something you guys want to make sure is that you do not have a coach that is, that you're reaching out to. So scroll for Shakeology, scroll for Beachbody workouts, try to figure out and make sure so you're not with that uncomfortable feeling. Yeah, so admirers, that's huge. I think that should be everybody's kind of on the top of their list this week to reach out to those people. All right, so that's pretty much Crowdfire. You can do it at crowdfireapp.com or on your phone, and you log in just with your Instagram login when you're on the computer here. Let me find you guys back here. I'm always really bad at this. What do I do to get back to my screen? Okay. All right, do you guys have questions on that at all? Did I totally confuse you? No? Okay.
I'd never seen that before. That was cool.
It's really cool, right?
It's kind of scary, but it's really cool.
It's a really good tool.
I feel the same way. It's a little scary.
You guys, it's really overwhelming. And in the beginning, like Liz had showed me when we were at, hold on, I'm going to stop my share here. When we were at the National Leaders or New Leaders Conference, she showed it to me. And we were really doing it at that point to get the non-followers down. But when I started like looking at how much more it can do, and that admirers thing like blew my, Haley Addis did a call about it. I think there was a whole thread in Uplift and Inspire, and that's what I watched before this to kind of learn a little bit more because I haven't been doing it. But that, I mean, that's such a great tool. So try it, play around, and I'm sure there's a million other YouTube, you know, videos on trainings you can find on, you know, different ways to make that little tool work. So anybody else? We'll go on to Teamzy really quick. I'm gonna hurry here. Okay, Teamzy is gonna be really brief, you guys, because I haven't gotten too far into it. So this popped up in the Arizona coaches group. I randomly was in there. I posted about the Super Saturday and saw this girl post about this thing called Teamzy. And she's like, it's been amazing for my business. It's created by a Beachbody coach and you have to check it out. So I went to the website and I looked at it and I sent it to Vanessa because I knew she was like into this stuff. I'm like, hey, you look at this too. And then I started playing around in it and I realized it's this amazing, I'm the most unorganized person like when it comes to my customers and leads and, you know, literally I do my follow-ups, like I scroll through my messenger inbox and I'm like, oh, let's go way down and see like who I haven't talked to in a while. That's horrible. Don't do that. So Teamzy, it literally, when you log in the first time, and so I can't take you through all this because when you set it up, first of all, it's free for 30 days. You can try it. You don't have to enter your credit card or anything. I don't know what the price is after the 30 days. If I was to guess, I would think maybe $30 a month. Maybe it's not even that much, maybe 50 at the most. But from what I can see, I think it's worth it no matter what. So you go in, you enter your information, you enter your rank, you enter what you want your income goals to be. You enter how many coaches you have currently. I think that's all. Oh, it has you fill out your why. It asks you all these questions. It has you fill out your why. And then it takes you through, there's little video tutorials on how to do everything. So it'll take you through how to go to your friends list on Facebook and have Facebook email you an Excel spreadsheet, essentially, of all of your friends on Facebook that you can then upload those contacts to this Teamzy website. So then what Teamzy does is it tells you based on your goals. So I put my income goals in and everything, and it says, based on this, you need to make this many contacts a day, you need to follow up with this many customers a day, and you need to follow up with this many of your coaches a day. And then it shows you how to load all of these. So you load, it's really easy, you guys. You pull the report on Beachbody, it uploads right to it. And then the thing that takes the most amount of time is once it uploads everybody, you have to go in and rank the customers. So, and your coaches. So you have to rank them. You know, obviously your coaches, if you have working coaches, they'd be ranked a 5, and, you know, a discount coach maybe a 2. And based on how you rank them, it's going to then have you following up with them a certain, you know, whatever the layout it comes up with. So it organizes everything. And then, so it gives you a little daily goal, and based on, I know Carrie started doing it. She set it up that day when I posted about it. She hit SC6 already. She said it's completely changed her business. I've heard from other people it's cut their power hour in half because everything is right there in this one spot. I know for me, like a big thing I need to work on is my free leads. I'm really horrible about that. So you can categorize those people differently within Teamzy. So you know those are leads versus, you know, customers that have signed up and maybe in your challenge groups. I can show you my screen, not that I really know what I'm doing in here yet, but let's see. So there's all of these great little, you can see right here, it'll be like a 1-minute video, 4-minute video on how to upload. Really good. Like, I need those little trainings. I'm just not good at figuring it out on my own. And you can see I have it open in 2 screens here because I was watching the video and I'd pause it and then go and figure out, you know, how to do it within the website. But so here, this is where these are coaches. List all those, and then you can go over and see your customers and your customer list. I have not ranked anybody yet. I just got them all loaded before we left the other day. And then prospects, which I will transfer my free leads over to prospects is my plan. So I have those people over there. You know, the people that have just signed up for the free accounts and have not bought anything yet. Hold on one second, you guys. I think my mom is at the door knocking. Hey, Adeline. Grandma's bringing something over for you. So listen for the door. So, and then I'm pretty sure once you get to your dashboard here, yeah, so it's going to tell you your daily, once all of my stuff's in here, it's going to tell you how many connects or contacts you need to make for that day for prospects, reaching out to your current customers, and then coaches also. And then once you kind of go through and you check it all off, and I think it'll pull up a list for you here. And Carrie was hopefully going to be able to jump on with us, and she wasn't able tonight. But I think she's going to make a little training video about it to go a little bit deeper. But from what I can see, you guys, it is a really, really, really good tool. I'm pretty sure Carly told me that at some point it's coming within this, that you'll be able to set up like an email campaign for your customers. So what I mean by that is, or your coaches or your prospects. So you could set up, you know, a email week 1, I want to send my prospects this, and you're going to enter it in, type it up. And then week 2, you want them to see this, and you can type it up, and it'll just automatically email those people over that time, whatever you set up. So it kind of has like everything you need to get your business organized in one place. It was created by a Beachbody coach also. which I feel like is the same thing with the app. And, you know, when it's created by people that are like doing what we're doing and they're down in the trenches, it's usually exactly what we need. So I feel like it's blessing that we stumbled upon this, that I did one night randomly scrolling through Facebook. And yeah, I think that's all I can really tell you on it now. I'd say go in, add your customers. I would say that, you know, it'd be a lot quicker to add them now than it would as your list grows. They upload really quick. The time-consuming thing with this one is going in and rating them. So, but so far, it's really good. So that's kind of my project for this week, to get a little bit more deep into that. So I feel like we're finding these tools to make our business easier and streamline what we do. And I know, at least for me, reaching out and following up with people has been kind of the one like failure thing I'm not good at. I get really consumed with other stuff. So I would think that other people probably have those same struggles. And so, yeah. Any questions? No? Okay. We went really long, longer than I was hoping. So. All right. Well, I'm going to stop recording here. Hold on. And then